Good morning, everybody. What do you see behind me? A glass, right? Now, the question I have for you is it half empty or is it half full? So raise your hand if you think it's half empty. Okay, a few hands. And how many of you think that it's actually half full? Whoa, great. So many hands. Fantastic. I was more or less your age when I have made a very conscious decision for my life that I wanted to focus on the half full of the glass instead of the half empty. And even if I would just see a few drops of water in that nearly empty glass, I decided that I wanted to invest my life, my work, my energy to focus on what we human beings can do with our potential. How can we build on what is already good around us and make it even bigger for the common good of all of us and our planet and our societies? And today's world is actually a world where we need this skill. Because if we look at the half full of the glass, we will see fantastic transformations. We see a digital revolution that is opening up new opportunities and new possibilities in genetics, in the way we communicate, in the way we work, in everything. Artificial intelligence is here to tell us how we will be working in just a few years and what's the way of us humans to contribute and complement it with everything that is human in us. Incredible, isn't it? It's fantastic. On the other hand, I can also see the half empty of the glass. We live in a planet that is very much near its limits. You all know that there's problems in the planet. We watch the news every day. It's sometimes pretty depressive. And we know that in just a little bit more than 10 years, we will be 8.6 billion people in our planet. Think about it. A little bit more than 10 years, 1 billion more people. Think what this means in terms of resources. Basic, water, food, energy. Think of pollution. Think of everything that this means in terms of conflicts, potential for conflicts, immigration, security, and so on and so forth. The good thing is that the top universities and the top researchers say that we need all our talents and we need to become leaders of our destiny. So we are used to think of people like this when we think of leaders, right? The formal leaders with formal positions, political CEOs, religious leaders, charismatic activists that have made history. But what I would like to tell you is that while I have worked for nearly 20 years with many of these people who are famous and making decisions that affect our lives, I have also came to know a lot of other types of leaders. The leaders that are these apparently ordinary people that do extraordinary things in an anonymous way because we don't hear about them on the news. And these are the people that I have seen in all the continents I have worked in, that these are the people that decided to tackle a problem in their village, in their school, in their cities, in their communities, and decided to do something about it because they believed they could contribute to do something better for not for only for themselves, but for their communities. People like the Malalas, people like Robert Lee, people like Boyan Slat, and even Greta, that is here in Brussels today, as you know, mobilizing many of you to go on the streets and ask for climate solutions and for environmental sustainable solutions from decision makers. So Malala, you know, Robert Lee has decided to create a small community of volunteers that then became a broader community to bring and collect from restaurants and bars and food chains all the food that was being trashed and take it to the people who were starving in the streets. And someone like Boyan had a dream. When he was 16 years old, he decided that he was going to clean the oceans from its plastic garbage. Think about it. A 16-year kid, like you, many of you, deciding to clean the oceans, right? Impossible. But it's not impossible. And even if he still didn't manage to succeed entirely, he has already raised so much awareness, and he has inspired so many of us that we have seen proliferating around the world communities of people that are cleaning their lakes, they are cleaning their rivers, they are cleaning their beaches because they were inspired by the leadership of such a young, inspirational leader. The consequence of a little girl that has Asperger's syndrome can be seen in the streets of Brussels this afternoon and could be seen in hundreds of cities around the world. So each of you can use what you have to make that change. And we are privileged. Each of us in this room is privileged. We live in peace, we take it for granted. We have water, we take it for granted. We have energy, we have mobile phones, we have food, and we are even part of the 10% of the human population that can take a plane. And for us it's just granted, right? And we speak how many languages? I mean, I would bet that the majority of you speaks at least 3 languages on a daily basis. Now, while you can, it's not always easy. And it doesn't come without effort. Each of us and all the leaders I have met, both the big famous formal leaders and those informal anonymous leaders, have faced fears, their own fears, have faced labels. How many of us have been told that we are too much something or not enough something, right? Oh, you're too young. Oh no, you're not young enough. You're too emotional. Oh no, you're too rational. You're not enough rational. You're not enough emotional, right? There's always something missing. So these are the labels that others and the society puts on us, and at the end of the day we have these little parrots, these voices in our heads telling us, oh, you're not good enough, no, you cannot do it, oh no, no, in any case you're powerless and you will not make a change. But you can make a change. Not only these stories I've showed you, but my 20 years experience seeing people making change with much, much, much less than you in really harsh conditions of post-conflict, of war situations, of genocide places, and people making change, overcoming their fears, overcoming their limits. What I would like to share with you today are a few tips, a few steps where you can start developing these attitudes, these skills that will allow you to gradually become a leader and use it to make the good you think you want to make in the world. Thinking about the things you want to contribute. Now, how many of you have ever thought or dreamt of making the world a better place? Okay. Very well. I see I'm not alone. An idealist without illusions, which means focusing on the half full of the glass while acknowledging what needs to be done to fill in the empty part, right? So today in these 6 tips, you will not take them all at the same time. So I invite you now to listen to these tips and let yourself feel which of these tips speaks more to you, to where you are in your specific reality today. And just start with one or with a few and then build on it, because this is a process that will take the rest of your lives. Now, passion and purpose. What is that you love doing? What are the things that you really care about? Like here, not just here, here. What are your dreams? Not the careers that someone else told you to follow. Not the jobs that sometimes you think you should follow. But what are your dreams? Think about it. Life is too short to live someone else's dreams. I fully agree with Steve Jobs on this, at least on this. Now, when you find your purpose and when you know what drives you, what you're passionate about, is like if you would have an inner GPS, okay? You know the direction. Number 2, I'm sure that so many of you have heard, be yourself, right? It's almost a cliché. What I would like you to remember is that we all have weaknesses. We all continue to learn throughout our entire lives. So the way you start and the way you work with impact to make the changes you want to make in your life is by starting by this unique place called authentic self, in the jargon, which is who you are. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? Who are you? And own what is not good, or you think is not good. Don't let others define what is good and bad. Define it yourself. Each of us has at least one superpower. Now, superpowers are not about having a cape, Superman, Superwoman, flying around town, bulletproof. We're not talking about that, sorry. We're actually talking about those things, those talents, those strengths that each of you has, even if you don't know about it, even if you know about it but you think it's not important, or even if you know about it, you think it's important, but someone else in your community has told you that's not important. Huh? So, what are you good at? Are you good in mathematics? Or are you good at drawing? Or are you good in relating to other people, creating relationships, communicating with others? It doesn't matter what it is. It is something. And as I was telling you at the beginning of this talk, we need all the talent. We need the very rational mind, and we need the very emotionally intelligent minds. We need the very structured, and we need the very creative. We need it all. So there's no good or bad. Just find yours and build the rest from there. Curiosity is what will allow you to find new solutions. Actually, even before, it's what allows you to ask new questions. It's what allows you to look around you and find new things. It's said that curiosity is what leads to creativity, creativity to innovation, and to progress. Imagine if the first human beings in this planet a long, long time ago had not been curious. We would still be some sort of chimpanzees. right? So we need your curiosity. And curiosity comes not only with the capacity of asking questions and going out there to places you don't know, talking to people who are different from you, but also the capacity to looking for new opportunities and taking new experiences and living one thing that is called your comfort zone. We all feel more comfortable when we talk to people who are like us, who look like us, and we have a different or similar profile to ours. Now, the really interesting and exciting thing that makes us grow is trying to understand people who are different from us. We start where we are. Look around. Your school. When you take the bus. You're in Brussels, a capital where decision-making happens every day. There's zillions of things you can do. What is that makes your blood boil sometimes? What are those situations where you think to yourself or you say to your neighbors, someone should do something about this? Oh, well, I have good and bad news. That someone might well be you. Using your superpowers, getting in contact with your passion, being curious. So, what can you do about those situations that you care about? What are the solutions? Bring others with you. Ask questions. Engage others. You have zillions of possibilities. You have mobile phones. You can do vlogs. You can do demonstrations. You can write petitions. You can do so many things. Try and try and try again. Because we all fail. All the top leaders, all human beings, we fail. Just think about the babies, or think about yourselves when you were a little baby. How do we learn? How did we learn how to walk? Okay, well, how do? You stand up for a few seconds, and you fall, ploofed. And then you stand up again, and then you fall again, right? If you would just give up because you failed, none of us would walk, right? Think about it. This is how life will be all the time. This is a word that we call resilience, which is the capacity to own a failure. You will fall in your projects, in your careers, in your dreams, in your challenges. There's going to be moments in which it's like, oh crap, I really need to stand up again. Yes, but learn the lessons. Do better. Work harder. Find others to help you. Because with others, it's easier. And don't forget, you don't need to be using skills that you borrow or that you copy from others. You have your superpowers, and it's from there that you have to try and try again. Because if we all do our best to use our talents, our superpowers, our strengths, we will be making little changes, sometimes big changes, positive changes, and we will be like drops. Think of the glass of water. We will be the drops that will little by little fill in that glass. I wish you a wonderful journey full of dreams and multiple successes. Thank you.